Welcome to the SciManDan podcast. We are back. It's been 6 weeks or maybe 7 weeks, but thank you very much for bearing with us. We're back. I said we would be, and we are. It's been a long break, but I've been busy behind the scenes trying to get more guests, and we've got some great guests coming up for you in this new run. But not only am I back, my co-host returns as well. He has a new jingle. He's desperate to hear it. It's Catz. What do you think of that, mate? What do you think of that?
You know, I'm inspired. When I heard that, it just bled into every cell in my body, and I think, yeah, that's not that I didn't like the last one. I liked the last one, but that's revigorated me. I think. Yeah,
he's done a good job there, Wolf.
Good job. Did you come up with that?
Wolf did that, obviously. There's no way I would have done that. Wolf pulled that one out the bag. Right, awesome. How you been, mate? Anyway, how you been in the break?
I've been really good. Yeah, extremely busy. Not busy on YouTube much, but yeah, real world, very busy. I'm writing textbooks for schools now, so awesome. I'm using and I'll be honest, I'm using a lot of the stories I've learned through making flat Earth videos and cramming the textbooks with as many of the examples as I can. So things like the Paris gun for Coriolis effect, things like that. Just as a little in-joke for me.
So you're ultimate. You're the ultimate shield now, aren't you, for the flat earthers? Because you're not only you're doing it on YouTube, you're propagating it through the schools, through education.
Yeah, not just to my own students personally, but American schools coming to you very soon. My textbooks.
Wow, incredible! And they'll never know. They will never know it's you, will they?
they never.
Yeah. So talking of flat Earth, actually, it's we've been away 6 or 7 weeks. Not a great deal has happened, but our friend Ranty has made a few moves, hasn't he? He's getting a bit bigger.
Well, you know, one of the most pleasing things I've seen about that is that there was obviously the image that converted him to away from flat Earth, but you know, he does seem to be reevaluating a lot of other ideas as well. I know when he first came out, he was kind of sold on this idea that, you know, his observations must be justifiable. Refraction can't exist. And now he's come around to the idea that he was wrong on that. And he does seem to be, he does seem to be taking it all on board, but it will take time, won't it?
Yeah, I saw him do some of those wind turbine stuff. So he looks like he's looking at that as well. He did, didn't he? So, yeah. A lot of people commented last night, if anyone didn't know, we did a bit of a live stream to celebrate 100 million views on the channel. A lot of people were saying he looks really well, really healthy, having a good laugh. And it's actually a really good story because he was probably the biggest that's turned around, isn't he?
He was, and the whole thing about him looking better and feeling healthier, I know Speak to said the same thing. If you genuinely believe that everybody in the world is lying to you and you're trapped as some kind of victim in a conspiracy and you can't trust anybody, that's no good for your health.
No.
That's no good for your health.
No, absolutely not. No.
So,
yeah, bless him. Other than that, I don't think it seems really quiet, doesn't it? Like, it's been 6 weeks, but there's not been much going on, has there?
There really hasn't. I mean, I know I've not been making much content, but I have been doing the odd search to see what's coming up, and there really doesn't seem to be any new flat earthers coming on the scene. The ones that are on the scene seem to be just either regurgitating the same point or not putting content out as much. And I think that's good to see.
Yeah, beginning of the end. It's got to be. Anyway, you been watching the Euros, mate?
I don't think I've missed a game until today.
It's great.
Now I'm recording tonight's game. I'm going to watch it when we're done.
I've really loved it. It's what I love about it is obviously normally when the Premier League finishes, I know your team's not in the Premier League. It's fine. Normally when the Premier League finishes, it's a bit boring, isn't it, through the summer? But we've got this. Incidentally, do you know when the last Blackburn player played for England? Do you know what year that would be?
Will that have been 2000? Alan Shearer 96. Was it Shearer just before he left?
What I saw, I think it was 2005. I think it was Mike Newell made a substitute appearance or something like that. Someone like that. It was a substitute appearance, 2005. But anyway, it's a long time, isn't it? You got to get.
It is a long time, but that's because our team is packed full of international superstars who are playing for Brazil and Italy, and
of course,
that's why.
Makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. Right, anyway, joining us this week is a fellow Flat Earth debunker. He has probably debated more Flat Earthers than most of us have had hot dinners. It's FTFE, Craig from FTFE. Welcome, and thanks for joining us. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much for having me on. Glad to be here. Thank you for lowering your standards enough to allow me on your podcast.
It's fine. We'll lower our standards for pretty much anyone, mate. You're fine. Here's do you know this, Catz? Did you know this? Craig and I were born in the exact same hospital. Did you know that?
Yeah, just like a week apart as well.
Yeah, how far apart was it?
Well, I'm in the end of July.
I'm November, mid-November.
Yeah, so just a couple of months out. Yeah, so we were born in the same
few months
hospital,
apart in the exact same hospital.
Just a few months apart.
Can you believe that, Catz?
No, I think you're lying.
They're just creating us shills wholesale.
Yeah, that's it. They're knocking them out. No, it's just like I moved from the area when I was only 2, so luckily for me, I didn't hang around to pick up the unique accent. Let's just say that.
You saying about my accent?
I'm not saying anything, mate. I'm just something. It's very unique. It's very unique. I moved down to the south coast when I was only 2, so that's why I got my Hampshire accent. But yeah, it's a crazy that, isn't it? Absolutely. I remember when we spoke about it, I could not believe that we're born.
Considering I'd followed you for so long, and then I started my channel, we started talking, and then we figured out that we were literally born in the same place. It shows how small this massive world actually is.
Yeah, absolutely. Crazy. Anyway, how you been, mate? How are you doing? You're really busy, aren't you? You're off with your debates.
Yeah. I'm doing good. I've had so much interest from flat earthers wanting to debate me lately. I don't know why they're all coming out of the woodwork, but of the biggest one that I've had lately is Santos, friend of Eric Dubay.
Yeah.
And that was one of the most, I don't even know how to, special conversations I've ever had in my life. I think they're getting dumber, Dan, honestly.
Yeah, it wasn't good. Did you see it, Catz? Did you see that one? With Santos?
I saw it. I saw a lot of fuss about it on Twitter, and I went and watched the whole thing, and I couldn't believe what I was hearing in a lot of the parts. Yeah, couldn't believe what I was hearing.
When he says the model of the universe is the atom.
Yeah.
Sorry, you what now?
Yeah. Do yourself a favour if you haven't watched it yet. Check out. We'll put the links in the description, but you need to check out this. Santos Bonucci. He was in Eric Dubay's new Flat Earth documentary. He was one of the guests that Eric Dubay had, and Craig debated him, and it was quite good. I'll just say that, quite good. So now, check it out.
Since that debate, I've had maybe 20 emails and even more messages from his own supporters saying that they are no longer his supporter. He runs this retreat in Mexico, this spiritual, it's basically a cult, right? People pay to go and listen to him talk about the earth being an atom or something. And quite a few of the people were going to go to that retreat have donated me the money instead of going to that retreat to apologize for the way that he acted.
Absolute result. If the less, they might not be flat earthers yet, but at least they're not following.
Yeah, they're realizing.
So anyway, mate, how did you get started on YouTube? Because you didn't start as a flat earth debunker, did you?
No, well, I actually started with a video game channel, but it was more of a passion project for my wife and I. It's something to do on the side. My wife and I have been married for nearly 15 years, and we have always shared a passion for video games, especially Xbox. So we started a channel called Married to Xbox, where we did a weekly show called A Week in Xbox, where we talked about the news in the world of gaming, in the world of Xbox, had tournaments against each other. Only got about 1,200 subscribers, but it wasn't really anything to try and break into YouTube. It was just something for my wife and I to do together, and it was a lot of fun. And we did that for a couple of years, every week with the show that we did. And then we became sponsored by Esports Scotland, who are the biggest esports brand within Scotland.
Nice.
But then when I had to move house, that kind of fell to the wayside. And then I found your channel and others and thought, you know what, that looks fun. I'll do that instead.
It is fun, absolutely. So the gaming stuff. So who's better? Who's a better gamer, you or your wife?
Well, her SR on Overwatch is much higher than mine at the moment.
Do you know what? I've not got a clue what that means. That is how out of touch I am.
Listening to you two talk about football and the Euro tournaments, the closest I get to that is the Overwatch World Cup, which is the video game equivalent of, you got all the teams. You got the London team, who actually were the winners of the first years, and then you got all the teams from America. And you get behind your team and you support that. So that's my sport.
Okay.
And SR in Overwatch is your ranking in the competitive games, and hers is way higher than mine. So yeah,
you're gonna have to teach me gaming, mate. I do you know what? I play FIFA, obviously, because I love football. I do some of you may know, I do my own little gaming channel. It doesn't do much, but I'm addicted to GeoGuessr at the moment. I cannot stop playing it. It's ridiculous. I just want to get
perfect. Got a perfect score yet?
Not in Mexico. I've still got blooming. I'm on my 7th round. I can't get a perfect score. It just drops me in the middle of a dirt lane. It's just impossible.
Where is this? I don't know.
I know, but other than that, I don't play a lot more. I played a bit of Fortnite when it came. My wife, believe it or not, she loves a bit of Fortnite. My wife.
Emma, my wife played Fortnite, but not the battle royale part. She was playing the single player side of that for a long time. Got very addicted to that. But we've played games together like the whole time of our relationship. In fact, our relationship kind of started when we were playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas together on the PlayStation 2.
That's old. I used to play that
back in the day.
Yeah, I played that.
Playing that game together kind of cemented our relationship, and that was, what, we're going to work as a couple. If we can spend 100 hours plus, it's going to work.
So robbing a few old people and punching people in the face and stealing cars.
Just see how many people we can run over with the cars. And, look, let's see how many police officers we can get and blow them up at the same time. What fun!
Dear. Brilliant.
Then it moved on to the competitive stuff like Halo on the Xbox, and then it just. The passion that we had for that gaming grew as our relationship grew. And it's really nice to have someone that shares the passions that you have in a relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. You didn't do like a gaming themed wedding or anything, did you?
No, she wouldn't let me.
You wanted to?
I wanted a few things in the wedding, and she was just no.
I once went to a wedding, a couple of friends of mine, they got married at Fratton Park, which is the home of Portsmouth Football Club. Now, I'm a Southampton fan, and these are two really nice friends of mine. I was like, I've got to go to this wedding in Fratton Park. I can't walk in Fratton Park. But I did end up going, but luckily I had to leave early because my hay fever played up. So that's what I said anyway. Catz, have you been to any unusual weddings, Catz?
Only my own. Yeah, I certainly didn't know what I was walking into there.
You turned up at your own wedding. Definitely good to be turned up there.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was an odd day, and I'm still getting over that one. So no, I've not really been to any others. No.
Yeah, okay.
I just don't.
How have the three of us managed to convince women to marry us?
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? I honestly don't know. Honestly, don't know.
I mean, look at this. This is the worst looking boy band I've ever seen.
Oh dear.
I don't know. You two got the hair for it, at least. Like,
wow. At the moment, it's not going in a good direction. Let's put it that way.
No, I get quite a lot of comments about the old receding hairline.
Yeah. Right. As we said, mate, you are very well known for your debating your flat earthers, and you regularly debate them every Monday, isn't it? You have a debate.
Yeah, I've got my Monday night debates.
Was that always your goal to debate them, or was that something that came about by chance?
Well, originally I just kind of wanted to make videos and content on the channel when I started it, kind of like what you do. But then I started doing debates on the Non Sequitur show back in the day before that imploded. When that disappeared, I think the community was screaming out for the flat earth debates because they disappeared. So I thought, you know what, I'll just start doing them on my channel. And it gave me a massive boost because all the people that enjoyed watching those dumpster fires and flat earth debates on the Non Sequitur show then came over to me. Yeah. So I just decided to make it a regular thing. And somehow I've now managed to do 538 flat earth debates.
538? That is ridiculous. Some of those are repeats, though, aren't they? Repeated flat earthers.
Oh yeah, like Hip Hop Hippie, I've debated him at least 10 times. Yeah. Nathan Thompson a few times. Yeah. There is people that return like Spurs Keysmo, but I think I've had maybe 350 individual flat earthers that I've debated.
Wow, that is incredible, isn't it? So anyone who thinks there's not many flat earthers out there, well, there's 350 straight off the bat who are willing to bet. Are they not bothered about being on your channel?
I don't understand, because you know what, I'm not nice to them.
Yeah.
Right. If they come on and they don't treat me with any respect, I don't treat them with any respect. So I eviscerate them in debates. I make it clear that not only is what they say wrong, but it's ridiculously stupid. And, you know, I expose them for their stupidity, yet they want to come back.
Yeah.
Like Santos that I debated last week, I think that was one of the worst defeats Flat Earth has ever seen. And he's demanding a round 2.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like, what I mean, like, are they happy that there's no moderator and stuff like that? They don't care.
Yeah, no, they don't care. In fact, a lot of them complain if I say I'm going to bring a moderator, because they think they're going to turn up and control how it goes.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't. I mean, there's a reason why I title my debates with quotation marks around the word debate.
Yeah.
Because there is no debate. You know,
a debate is normally something you turn up to on a Thursday afternoon after college and talk about, you know, the socioeconomic situation in China or something. But
exactly.
You know, this is something slightly different. But you're right. You take quite a harsh line with the flat earthers, don't you? Certainly more harsh than Catz and me, and that's both in debates and in your videos. Do you sometimes think that you're a little bit too harsh, or do you think they deserve it?
I do sometimes watch back my videos and my debates and think, oh my goodness, that was scathing. But with my debates especially, I've made it clear that I've got a rule. If my guest comes on and treats me with respect and actually wants to have a decent back and forth, doesn't overtalk and act like a complete tool, then it can be a decent conversation, and I'll treat them with the same respect they show me.
Yeah.
I make it clear that they are the ones that decide how the debates go. With the videos, I see it as more of an opportunity to let loose, to thoroughly expose the complete and utter stupidity of the idea that the Earth is being flat. And it's kind of evolved from not just exposing the stupidity, but the people behind it, because for some reason, so many flat earthers are horrific people.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't just have to do a video debunking their science. I can do an entire video on how Nathan Thompson thinks it's okay to go and shout at children in a schoolyard, you know, and kind of expose that area. And I'm going to be vicious. I'm going to point out how horrible and stupid and ridiculous that is. And I don't have any regrets for doing that.
Yeah.
Again, if I come across a flat earther that is essentially harmless, then my video will be a little less scathing. But then if I come across someone like Eric Dubé or Santos, my videos are going to be extremely harsh, because they have literally tried to brainwash people.
Yeah, yeah, there is a bit of a mixed bag, isn't there? But it's funny. I love like both of you are quite different debaters. Like you will like literally pile into them and shout at them and all this. And Catz has this little way of leading them down, like subtly leading them down a little path, which ends up them getting caught out and stuff like that. And I love both the two different ways that you debate. Catz, when you how much preparation do you do for a debate? Because I get the impression that you prepare like for hours for a debate.
Yeah, I do a lot. If it's somebody that I'm debating who has done lots of debates. So, for example, I debated Nathan Thompson on your channel.
Yeah.
And I watched as many of his debates as I possibly could.
Okay.
Until I realized the arguments that he was constantly bringing. And then I prepared specifically for those arguments. So if it's somebody that's done a lot of debates, I will watch their debates and then really try and nail their arguments before it started. And other than that, I've got a PowerPoint, must be up to like over 200 slides now.
Yeah.
And I just constantly am looking for things to evidence for Coriolis, evidence for whatever. It could be anything, but I'm just constantly adding it. So a lot of the work is done, and I don't know whether you feel that way now, FJFE, that you've done so many that a lot of the work is done. I bet you could now just pull up what you've got and just debate off the cuff.
Exactly. I used to prepare. Maybe the first 100 debates I prepared, I would, make intros, get new arguments and do everything I could. And then when they were given their evidence, I would write down a bunch of notes. But after a while, I realized that it's all the same. And I don't really need to prepare. I've done this 100 times now. And I use my vMix for streaming. So I've got all my evidence already pre-programmed in. Like if someone says to me, there is no evidence that the Earth rotates, I just hit this button.
Yeah. If the Earth is spinning at one rotation,
and then
every hour it has to turn.
I just, I've got so many things. If they say there's no evidence of curve, I can play the Darwinism thing or many other things that aren't just flat earthers pointing it out. I've got it all ready because I've done it so many times. And they don't have new arguments. There's never anything new. And I've actually said that I think I could do an entire debate just using soundboards of things I've said before.
I reckon that's a definite possibility. Yeah, definite possibility.
I've been setting it up. I've been going through some of my old debates and listening to the things that I respond with the most because they always say the same things. And I've been setting up a soundboard, and I'm going to try and get someone on and not let them realize that they're debating a soundboard, but debate them with a soundboard.
Oh, that would be classic. Absolutely classic. Have you got any plans to develop the channel further and take on other topics, or are you happy just doing this at the moment?
I did think about looking at the Karen and COVID stuff, but I mean, it's kind of saturated and I think a little bit too far away from what I do. I have been looking at some theist channels like Matt Powell and Kent Hovind and thinking about debunking some of their ridiculous arguments, like with Matt Powell saying evolution is racist, which is one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life.
He's a funny one.
There is many theist channels that misrepresent what like Christianity and religion is to make they strawman their own position to try and make a case against against atheism and stuff. And I think I could have a lot of fun debunking that. But I think I'd mainly stick to flat Earth because that's what people expect from me.
Yeah.
I have ventured into other topics and they were never as popular for me. I do a flat Earth video, I can get 50,000 views, but I do something else and it's going to get half of that. I think people, if they see something from me, they want it to be debunking flat Earth, and I'm happy to do that.
Yeah.
Because although we have, all three of us and many others in the community, taken great strides in reducing the amount of flat Earth nonsense there is, unfortunately, I think it's always going to be about, because Dan, if you think how stupid the average person is, right? And then just remember that half of the world is dumber than that.
Yeah, it's
there's always going to be stupid for me to debunk.
This is it, and Catz and I talk about this all the time. It's not necessarily the flat earthers that we're trying to swing. It's their audience that we're trying to swing or try and trying to show how that those people are wrong, because we know they're never. I mean, ranty is very rare. They're never going to turn themselves back because they're in too deep, and they just can't bring themselves to turn around, or they're just too stubborn. They're never going to do it. It's the people that watch them. It's their audiences that we
need to so many flat earthers. I think a big part of it is that they think they've discovered this special information that nobody has.
Yeah.
And it makes them feel special. Absolutely. Oh, you stupid Glober, you can't see the things that I've managed to see. Therefore, I'm more special than you. And that's very hard for them to let go.
Absolutely.
That feeling of having that special knowledge, of in their mind knowing that they're better than everyone else because they haven't fallen for the indoctrination. That's a very hard thing to get around. But when I do my videos, even though I do spend a lot of it, berating the flat earther, I do try and put in the correct science. So if there's people that are on the edge that are watching my videos, I hope they can see the humor, but I hope they can also see why the things the flat earthers are saying are so stupid.
I'm sure there will be, mate. I'm sure there will. I get messages sometimes. I'm sure Catz are the same. It's and those are the people who are actually telling you. I'm sure there's more that aren't. Right. Exactly. Right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to get to the part of the show called Catz Curiosity, and this is where he brings us a piece of news from science that's interested him over the last week. Anything, buddy?
Well, it's funny you should say that. I was a little bit underprepared this week, but what I did decide to do quite last minute, seeing as I know both of you quite well, would have a little bit of fun, a little bit of a playoff between the two of you based on some incredible scientific statistics to see which of the two of you has the best intuition, and I can crown the best flat earth debunker based on intuition.
Okay.
Now, I know that sounds like I might have cobbled that together in no time at all, but plenty of research has gone into this. Believe me. We're going to play first to three quiz.
Okay.
Based on intuition.
Go for it.
First question is going to go to you, FTFE, following the format. I'm going to give you two countries, and all I want you to do is tell me, based on your intuition alone, which country has the bigger population. You ready?
Okay, go on then.
Russia, Russia or Bangladesh?
Why couldn't you give me a question like that?
Do you want the answer now?
Yes, please, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say Bangladesh.
And you will be correct. Bangladesh does surprisingly have a bigger population than Russia. Dan, here's one for you. You like this one?
Go on.
What is more numerous, the number of stars in the night sky, or the number of trees on Earth?
Right.
In fact, the number of stars in the Milky Way.
Okay, I was going to clarify the ones we can see or the ones we can't.
Yeah, I meant to say the number in the Milky Way or trees on Earth.
I'm going to say stars.
You would be wrong.
Oh, what?
There are 3 trillion trees on Earth.
Is there?
And
wow.
Yeah, only 400 billion stars in the Milky Way.
That's incredible. 3 trillion trees.
All those trees doing all that hard work converting carbon dioxide into oxygen, and then flat earthers just wasting it.
Question 2. Which country has the lowest population of children, FTFE? Will it be Germany or will it be Kenya?
Lower population of children. I'm going to say Germany.
And you'll be right. Germany's population of children is about 12% compared to 40 for Kenya. 2-0. Dan, one for you.
Yep.
Now I'm going to give you an estimate. I'm going to give you some leeway on this. You can have one either way, higher or lower. I'll give you 1.5, higher or lower.
All right.
I want to know, in your lifetime, an average person in a lifetime, if you add up the distance they walk, how many times will that take you around the circumference of the Earth?
Oh, right.
Oh.
The average person.
In their lifetime.
You said you give me a Leo of 1.5.
Yeah.
9 times.
4.5.
Is it 4.5?
4.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
4.5.
All right.
So this is it. This could be the winner.
This could be the winner.
FTFE. I'm going to give you a leeway of 15 each way. And I want to know every second how many burgers do McDonald's sell worldwide? Every second.
Every second, how many burgers do McDonald's sell worldwide? And you're just going to give me a leeway of 15. Every second, I'm going to say they sell 350,000 burgers.
You know, I'd have gone for something really big as well. It's only 75.
Really?
Per second.
Every second.
I was shocked by that.
That's a lot for 1 second, isn't it?
You would think it'd be a lot more than that, considering how many McDonald's there is in the UK alone.
Exactly, yeah. Okay. Dan, I will give you a statistic to do with millionaires in America.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to give you a leeway of 200 either way. How many people in America become millionaires every day?
600.
1,700.
Oh,
1,700.
A day? A day?
A day, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
In America.
I'm not prepared
So
for that.
FTFE, you
Not prepared for that.
you can win this one. You can win this one, FTFE, with this. This is a football one, introduced obviously because of the European Championship. Steve Bruce, anyone listening? For anyone listening, Steve Bruce was a legendary centre-back who played for Manchester United. He once finished a football season as the club's top goal scorer from centre-back, 1990 to 1991. I want to know, and I'll give you a tolerance of 5, how many goals did he score?
During that season, how many
During
goals?
that season when he was a club's top
How many games are in a season for a team?
Oh, back then.
What would it have been?
it would
About
been-
46?
Yeah, it would have been high because there was 22 teams, wasn't there? Not 24.
22, so 44
Something like
games.
that. It's about 40
I'm
something.
2 games in.
40 something.
I'm going to
games.
say that he finished with 50 goals for the season.
Oh my God, that is. Can I guess? 11?
Yes. It was 19.
Not
And he was,
19 from centre back.
19 from centre back, which is pretty good.
So that
Okay,
corners.
Dan, I'll speed this up. Now I thought we'd get there a bit quicker. It's my. Okay, let's go again. Let's just have a look. Okay, so the smallest number of children are born on which day of the week? Is it? So this is FTFE. Is it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Or is it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday? Which one of those two? First half of the week or the second half of the week? We'll do that. Otherwise, we're going to go on all year with this.
Is that for me or for Dan?
It's for you, FTFE. So the smallest number of children are born in the first half of the week or the second half of the week?
I'd say the smallest number born in the first half.
Oh God, we're going to be here forever. It's Saturdays. Saturdays.
Oh,
okay,
brilliant.
Dan. In the US, people watch TV.
Yes.
And I will give you a 1 hour leeway each way.
Yeah.
How many minutes or hours does the average person in the US watch TV for? Per day?
7 hours, 20 minutes.
Well, that's a lot. That's a full day's work.
I said first to 2. How come I'm dying here? Right. 270 minutes. 270 minutes. FTFE, if you get this right, you will win. Bearing in mind the USA was 270 minutes.
Come on, mate. You can do it.
Poland. I'll give me the same question. In Poland, what is the average number of minutes or hours that somebody watches TV a day in Poland? I'll give you a leeway.
I'm going to say 2.5 hours.
I'm going to give you that. It's 264 minutes. That's close enough.
Well done, buddy. Well done. Actually, do you know what? There's some good facts there. Good facts in that.
Yeah.
In that lot.
I do enjoy little factoids.
Yeah, I do. Country stuff, I would have been all over. If you'd have given me the country ones, it'd have been over within.
Yeah, your
30
practice on your geolocator thing.
Yeah. Right, thanks for that, buddy. Right, so other conspiracy you don't do a lot of, do you, Craig? We know that a lot of the flat earthers link themselves to other conspiracy theories. Are there any of those that particularly interest you, like moon landing or something like that?
Well, I have tackled moon landing deniers a few times. That's kind of in the same wheelhouse, denying space and saying NASA are liars and stuff. So that's always a good one, especially in the age we are, where you got the Chinese orbiters that have done high resolution images of the landing sites, and we're NASA going back in the next few years, and we're heading to Mars. It's quite an interesting time to debate the space deniers, like the moon landing deniers and stuff, because they're still using the same arguments from 10, 15 years ago. Yeah. Oh, well, how come NASA haven't been back to the moon? Oh, well, they said they destroyed the technology. Oh, look at this stupid movie called A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon. It's been bumped 1,000 times. So the moon landing ones are quite fun to tackle.
I think there's going to be a nice big fresh batch of videos when Artemis goes up and the flat earthers are trying to refute it, and then we'll have loads of material then to work from, because they're not going to be happy. They're not going to be happy. I can picture it now. Level Earth Observer. Look at this pantomime, like kicking off about Artemis.
This is so scientific.
Yeah. Recently as well, we've had a lot of some of the quite bad conspiracy, haven't we, regarding COVID and vaccines, etc.
Yeah.
Have you had any experience with that?
Yeah, I have had a couple of debates about the effectiveness of masks and the vaccine. I had a long conversation with someone that was absolutely convinced that the vaccine contained microchips, which is a ridiculous thing. And you did get brought up. You brought this up in your video, Dan. About
I did. I need to make a retraction actually in the next video I do.
And you said that the microchips could fit into the vaccine, and that's not really there. There isn't microchips that are small enough to dissolve in a liquid to go into your body. And even if there was, what would their power source be? Yeah. How would they connect to anything? That's simply not how microchips work. I mean, that's going past the limits of quantum tunneling and being able to store information. And it's quite fun when you get the people that have such outlandish theories. And the one at the moment, which is getting me, is that everyone that's taken the vaccine is going to be dead in 6 months.
Ah, yes.
I mean, what do they think's going to happen? Like, we're all just going to...
Hasn't it been 6 months since the first...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's been several people that have had it for more than 6 months that are still alive. But why do they think that they're trying to kill off the majority of the population?
Yeah, for what reason?
They're just going to leave the flat earthers and conspiracy nuts alive? That sounds like a great idea. Well done.
That microchip thing I got wrong. So I said it could be 2 nanometers, but that's actually the Is that something someone told me? It's like the distance that some part of the microchip can fit into. Is that right? The 2 nanometers?
Well, that's to do with the quantum tunneling. Quantum tunneling is the ability for particles like electrons to literally move through something.
Yes.
And that's the way that chips store information, is by being able to accurately predict how an electron will quantum tunnel. And then it can be stored in a part before it moves on and quantum tunnels again, and it can act as a 1 or a 0. And once you get to it being closer than 2 nanometers, you have issues with the quantum tunneling because it becomes harder to predict what's going to happen, and you have a lot more problems with heat dispersion and things. So kind of 2 nanometers is a limit that we've hit because of our knowledge of how electrons work with quantum tunneling. So I don't think, unless we find a new way to store information, you could really go smaller than that.
Yeah, okay. Those the mRNA vaccines that Pfizer have done with the coronavirus, I read recently that they've also produced another RNA vaccine, cancer vaccine. This looks quite big, doesn't it? This RNA vaccine research. Yeah. It's interesting that if the coronavirus adapts for whatever reason, they can just whip out one of the DNA strands and replace it with another one, and then the vaccine's good to go again with the variant.
Yeah. Well, that's how the COVID-19 vaccine happened so quickly, is because we've been doing research on coronavirus vaccines for years and years and years. Yeah. So all we had to do was say, well, this particular coronavirus has got this thing, which they just had to adjust the vaccines that were already there. Yeah. Which is what we can do again if there is variants that come up, like the new Delta Plus variant is skipping some of the parts that the vaccine can protect you from. But we know that we can just take the mRNA and attach it to the way that the spike protein works and change slightly. The research is already there. So when you get the conspiracy theorists going, oh, well, this vaccine it came out of nowhere, it's quicker than anything. Well, no, they've been doing research on SARS type viruses for years and years and years.
Yeah, and I think that was one of the biggest stumbling blocks for people, wasn't it? The length of time. But if you just explain it, and you just explain that what's been happening, the fact that pretty much every bit of money that existed went into this because the whole world needed it.
Yeah, of course.
It's just
they're like, well, why did they try and do this so quickly? Well, because it's killed 4 million people, and they wanted to stop it.
Exactly. Yeah. But we're going to chat a bit more next week, aren't we, Catz, about that the vaccine stuff. So we'll get really into that then. Honestly, mate, it's been a great chat. I genuinely love watching you eviscerate flat earthers on a Monday night. Keep doing it. Keep banging on. Keep cracking on.
I plan to.
Keep making the videos. See if you can get to 500 individual flat earthers. That's a challenge for you. Right. Listen, we've got a new game. So we did just play Guess the Conspiracy. Went very well. Catz and I ended up. Did we win in the end?
I think it was inevitable, but yes, we did. We marched towards our inevitable victory.
We did. But we've got a new game. It's called the Scientist Game. So basically what's going to happen is, this is the guest versus Catz. So Catz is going to play against the guest.
Going down, Catz.
What the Scientist Game is, so basically I'm going to start reading some facts about a scientist in chronological order, and the first person to correctly guess the scientist wins the point. The scientist will usually be linked in some way to the guest, but because you guys do pretty much the same thing, I'm fairly confident you should know who this person is, but we'll see. All right, so
is quantum erasure going to be the answer to any of the questions?
No.
Oh, right, okay. That's
Can I just ask?
Yes.
If we make a guess and it's wrong, are we frozen out, or can we
keep
just
going?
guess?
Pressing and guessing.
Okay.
Pressing and guessing. All right, first person to give me the correct answer wins. Okay? Happy?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ready to go.
Okay. This person was born on the 13th of June, 1831 in Edinburgh. Oh, hang on. I've got some suspense music. Here we go.
Ooh.
Okay.
Like it.
This person was born on the 13th of June, 1831 in Edinburgh, Scotland.
Cavendish.
Nope.
Damn.
And you gonna get one in, Craig, or not?
I can't remember. It's the inventor of the TV.
In November 87, they attended second mathematics at Edinburgh University in November 1847. In October 1850, they moved to Trinity College, Cambridge. And they obtained a degree in mathematics from Trinity College in 1854. Any more guesses?
No.
I think I know who it is. I cannot remember his name.
Okay. Where's my next one? Okay. Married Catherine Mary Dewar in February 1858.
Alexander Graham Bell.
Incorrect.
Damn.
Where's my next one? Here it is. Okay. Was appointed the vacant chair of natural philosophy at King's College in London in 1860.
Sir Humphrey Davy.
Who?
Sir Humphrey Davy.
Nope. You might get it from this
That
one.
was a guess.
In 1862, calculated the speed of propagation of an electromagnetic field.
Oh, Planck. No.
Nope. Postulated that the speed of electromagnetic wave was approximately that of the speed of light.
Not Bohr. God, no, I'm going to kick myself for this one.
And he died on the 5th of November, 1879. I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. But I thought that clue would get it for you.
Yeah.
Is it Mark's Maxwell?
Maxwell, you think?
Maxwell. James Maxwell. Correct. It is James Maxwell
That's not who I thought, but I'll take the win.
He made huge strides in figuring out the electromagnetic spectrum, didn't he? So, well done. It's 1-0 to the guests. Oh, Catz. Come on, buddy.
I don't know how I didn't get that one.
I thought you'd get that one. I think I've actually seen you do a lesson on Maxwell.
Scotland, I thought it was Alexander Graham Bell. But
yeah, could have been a few. But well done, buddy. Well done. 1-0 to the guests. So Catz on the back foot early doors. You'll be fine. You'll be fine next week. There's no one here next week, so you'll be fine.
It's just you two next week. You can win.
Right. Anyway, thank you so much, Craig, for joining us. It's been an absolute blast. Everyone, please go and follow FTFE on YouTube. Catch his debates on a Monday night. They really are very, very good. As I said, next week we are going to be looking at vaccines. So Catz and I are going to have a deep dive in the vaccines, the coronavirus vaccines, and we're going to dispel some more of those myths and stories that some of the conspiracy theorists are coming up with. Week after that, we're going to be talking to Mick West, who does a lot of debunking on his website, Metabunk, so we can pick his
brains. Also ruined my childhood by coding Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, he was the main coder for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
We'll have to pull him up on that. We'll have to pull him up on that.
So many years of my childhood just gone. Cheers.
Brilliant. Yeah, we're talking about that. Good stuff. But that's it. We're done. We're back. Week 1 is done. We're back. We'll see you all next week. Have a great week. Goodbye.